Would the captains G.W. Graham and St. Thomas More report to the officials, please? Good evening, football fans. Welcome to tonight's AAA high school football game featuring the home team St. Thomas More Knights, head coach Jared Powers, versus the visiting 2021 AAA champions G.W. Graham Grizzlies, head coach Luke Aitchison. Your officials for tonight's match, your referee in his 50th and final year, from the Bronx of New York, please welcome the legend, number 47, Mr. Mikael Westman III. Umpire, number 59, Mr. Richard Chandler from Surrey, British Columbia. Head linesman, Mr. Michael Craig from Riverway. Your line judge, number 79, Mr. Terry Mosdell from Fraser Heights. And your back judge, number 26, returning from his mission in Bogota, Colombia. Please welcome back Mr. Torrey Davis Jr. Timers for tonight's game, Mr. Damian Tyrell and Mr. Kent Taylor.
Good evening, football fans. Welcome inside British Columbia Place for more BC High School football here on BC School Sports. Jake Elliott, Jay Prepchuk with you. And Jay, you've had a long day here at BC Place, checking out the first three games of the action. You'll bring us home here tonight for the final two, as it's AAA time now here at BC Place, as the two semifinals set to go. The first one coming up here is the defending champs in the GW Graham Grizzlies taking on St. Thomas More. And these two teams met back in exhibition play back in September. GW winning that football game, Jay, but that's the last time that STM lost a football game, as these guys have been on a collision course all season long, and here we go.
They really are. Both coaches super excited. The kids are excited. Semifinal action, Jake. Let's make it happen.
St. Thomas in red, GW in white. Kick it off. Let's play some football, and a short onside kick right off the get-go as they go with some trickery. But GW able to get on top of the football. Good alert play there on special teams to start the game as they try and sneak one out there to the Knights.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's always kind of a plus-minus with that kind of situation for St. Thomas More. Elect to give a short kick, but that's a short field now for the dangerous offense led by Lucas Fever at quarterback.
He has been electric, has Fever, 71 of 86, over 1,000 yards passing, 14 touchdowns on the year, just one interception as well for the pivot in white as he steps back to throw on first down and looks deep down the field. Got a completion at the 15-yard line, and if not for tripping on his own feet there, would have been into the house for 6 for Beauregard, who brings it in for about 40 right off the opening play from the line of scrimmage.
How about that for a start? And I actually had talked to Lucas a little bit during the week, and I asked him what his favorite play is, and guess what he said? All goals. Of course he says there's a quarterback. All goals, and that's what he ran the very first play of the football game. Put it out there. Great start for the GW Graham Grizzlies.
Well, that's got to make the old quarterback coach happy right there, seeing a strike on first down, first play of the game. He's warm, folks, says Fever. Will hand off, and this one will go backwards. As a good play into the backfield there for Gorey, who stopped him for about a loss of 3.
Yeah, a nice job by Gorey, one of the leading tacklers. 35 tackles this year for Sebastian Gorey from his linebacker defensive end position. And, Coach Atchison was very concerned about the blitz package from St. Thomas More. They want to try to nullify that physical defense from the Knights.
After a loss of 3, bring up 2nd and 13 here from the right hash mark, just about the 17-yard line. As Fever to throw, quick strike, completion made. It's Beauregard again, spins out of a tackle, shifts the ball into the outside hand, and dives for the 10-yard line. And made something out of nothing there as he picks up about 7 and brings up 3rd and manageable now.
Yeah, nice job by Lucas Fever picking up the blitz from the outside linebacker, and just saw that curl route, the opening part of that seam, that defense there after the backer blitzed, and nice job by Beauregard. Ran a lot of yards there, Jake, to only gain 7 yards.
But I like how he put the ball into his outside arm there. You could almost see it's just second nature at this point of the season. Protect that football as you're down inside the red zone now.
Fundamentals.
3rd and 5 here from the left hash as Fever stands at his 50 or the STM 15. He'll hand it off as they try and run it on 3rd down, and they'll come up short as they might have got back to the line of scrimmage, as losing his helmet on the play was Colgio, as bit of a surprising call there on 3rd down, Jay.
Absolutely, especially with the way that Lucas Fever has been throwing the football this year. But again, they're looking at it as a 2-down situation here, and they're going to go for it, of course, on 4th down from the 10-yard line here.
Not a lot of kicking happening here in high school football in BC, and no surprise here for the Grizzlies as they line it up on 4th down. 5 to go. Got to get to the 5-yard line here for a first down. Right in between the hash marks out of the shotgun Fever. 1 in the backfield, 3 split to this near side of the field, 1-on-1 coverage up high, and timeout.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, and I think that's exactly what Coach Atchison wanted to do, right? He wanted to come out in his trips formation, as you called there, Jake, and see exactly what kind of defense St. Thomas More was in. It looked like St. Thomas More was in, a man-to-man defense. So now Coach Atchison has come out and get a chance to discuss early in the ball game, to be calling a timeout, certainly. But you know what? It's such an important drive, and when you have 2 such evenly matched teams, gosh, every possession is important.
Well, I think we might get a change of philosophy here now, Jay, as out comes the kicker, Seal, who I think is going to line up for a field goal here, as he 1 for 1 on the season from, I think, in between 20 to 29 yards here. Just 1 field goal attempt through the regular season. 9 for 11 on extra point attempts, so looks like a pretty accurate kicker here, and they're going to try and go for 3 on
and
4th down now.
Right in the middle of the football field here, so it's kind of like an extra point here, and should be automatic for this kicker.
Well, we'll talk about that quarterfinal matchup that GW had to get into this game. It was a wild one out there in the WAC. And kicking came into play there, or lack of kicking, I might say, as that one up and good. Nice looking stroke there for Seo as he pounds it through. As mentioned that game, Jay, quarterfinal matchup for GW. South Delta, the opponent out there in Chilliwack. And it comes down to the final seconds of that game, 48-47 the final, in a game that South Delta really kind of surprised a lot of people. Didn't look that strong all season long, but showed up when it mattered most. And then decided to go Farhan Lalji, New Westminster High-Axe here in the Subway Bowl, and go for it for the win. Went for the 2-point conversion for the win instead of the tie, kicking the extra point. And the Grizzlies come up with a stop and preserve the victory.
Wow, and kudos to, I had a couple of talks with Coach Mullis, of course, the longtime great coach with South Delta, and Ray Moon, and Coach Mullis told me that, boy, it was just a heartbreaker for them, and their kids played their hearts out and played the very best the game of the season, led by their quarterback, Kenny Scott.
So 3-0, short high kick here as it's brought in around the 24-yard line and up this near sideline for a decent return for Custodio, as now the Knights will get their first possession on offense. And like I mentioned, these two meeting back on the 23rd of September, 38-13 the final in that one. But talking with both coaches before this game, they know that both these teams evolve so much through a regular season, Jay, and both these teams much different football teams than what they saw against each other early in the season.
Yeah, and both teams know that, of course, right? And the preparation, they've seen all film, and they're ready. They're prepared. They're ready to play football.
So the Knights first snap, throwing, and completion made. Sidhu 1 for 1 on the evening as that completion to Glavis.
Yeah, usually a very, very strong run-oriented football team. Surprising that they came out throwing the football. And Gurjan Sidhu, who I've had the chance to work with, the opportunity to work with, tall young man in the quarterback position, does a nice job of getting his first completion on the first play of the game.
Well, hustle to the line of scrimmage after a gain of 4. Second down and 6 here from the 39. There's the handoff up the middle, following blockers for a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 3rd and short as he's out to the 43-yard line.
So coming out again, two different formations, two extremely different formations, more of a open set to start the game, and then back to their traditional kind of wing set for St. Thomas More. Just seeing exactly how the G.W. Graham Grizzlies line up on defense. And again, both teams, as we said, coached extremely well. Ian Parks, the defensive coordinator for the G.W. Graham Grizzlies, talked for a long time about the fact that they've got to stop that ground game. They've got to stop number 5, Gavin Shaw.
Let's call it 3rd and inches here as they gave him a very favorable spot. Quick snap, and Shaw again will plow across the line of scrimmage for a Knights first down here as they approach midfield. As both teams looking pretty sharp to start this football game, executing well on both their opening drops.
Yeah, exactly. And you know that both of these teams have excellent coaching staff. They've done their homework. They have a game plan. They have their first 10, 15 plays scripted. They know exactly what they want to try to do against the opposing team. And, it comes, the second quarter starts to the adjustments. What adjustments are teams going to make against them?
In between the hash marks, fresh set of downs now for STM as Sidhu will work out of the shotgun. He turns to his left, hand off to Shaw. Little stiff arm there, but nothing doing. As brought down right near the line of scrimmage. Gang tackled. As it was Conte, one of their leading tacklers, in on the play out on the edge.
Yeah, number 32 from that middle linebacker position with 31 tackles this year is, a league all-star, and we all know in big plays, in big games, the all-stars are going to step up and make the big plays, and that's certainly what Conte did, nullifying that run by Shaw.
All-stars and MVPs posted up today. We'll get to some of those as the evening moves along as Crazy Pete gets the fans engaged here at BC Place. Another handoff up the middle at Shaw. And he's got a good push forward here for about 6 as they're really feeding the rock to number 5 in red.
And that's exactly what their game plan is, and that's exactly what Jared Power, the head coach, talked about, right? Just stick to physical, methodical run. Exactly what he said, methodical run. Take the shots when presented, but again, make sure that you're patient, and run behind that big, strong offensive line.
Well, listen, Shaw, with over 500 yards in the regular season along the ground, put up another close to 400 in 2 playoff games as well, so getting better and stronger as the season has moved along. As they run to the right near side, trying to turn the corner. And they'll get out of bounds inside the 40, down to the 36.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they want to do. Try to get the ball inside to Sean, get the ball outside on some of their skilled, quick players that they have that, just show so much speed on those outside toss plays.
Kanagawa on that latest carry, which will move the sticks once again here for STM. A little chilly inside BC Place here, Jake.
As usual.
Never mind, get the body warmed up. I gotta get the pipes warmed up here a little bit as well. It's been a while since I called some football. Sidhu will look to throw on first down and delivers a strike, but through the hands of Glavis, who, he's got to make that catch. There's no other way around it.
Absolutely. Sidhu does a nice job. Just a quick drop, gets the ball out of his hands real quick, trying to take advantage of that just kind of soft defense, a little bit of cover, a little bit of zone. That cornerback for GW Graham playing off a little bit, let him have all the underneath stuff, and Sidhu does a good job of delivering the ball right on the money, and definitely have to make that play.
Well, they threw on 1st and 10, now 2nd and 10. You got to think they're going to have to go back to the air here, 10 yards to go. As Sidhu from the right hash, tight formation, and fumble, look out. As STM able to get back on top of the football, they go from 2nd and long to 3rd and even longer, and Sidhu pressured quickly and lost the football on the rollout. I don't know if that was a missed exchange or not. We'll check on the replay.
I don't know, but there's our guy.
Yeah, he was.
There's our guy. Guess who? Vincent Browner. We've talked about him for 2 years straight now, and boy, I tell you what, there's a beast of a football player. And talking about recruiting, talking about players playing at the next level, boy, that young man's going to be playing football at the next level. But he certainly was the one that disrupted that football play.
14 sacks in the regular season for Braunauer.
Over 20 last year, remember, Jake?
Yes, I do. And he's got it here one in the semifinal, and he's got his ears pinned back once again. And
clock violation.
You could see STM, he was inside their heads there a little bit, knowing the pressure was coming on 3rd and long, and they couldn't get the snap off on time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's one thing to get a sack for a 6 or 7 yard loss, but it's another thing to penetrate on a running play and create havoc like you just did there. And boy, I tell you, he looks like he's bigger and stronger than he was last year, and he's certainly going to be a force in this football game.
I don't know if Braunauer's got like a nickname or a handle, Jay, but Havoc might be a good one for him, because that is what he creates on almost every single snap. Shotgun here for Sidhu. He'll hand off to Shaw. He's tackled well short of the original line of scrimmage. And STM will have to punt this football away, as they're not going to try and test the waters here on 4th down against this Grizzly defense.
Yeah, they did what they wanted to do, though. They, a couple of first downs, starting with on their own 34, picked up 3 first downs and a nice drive to start the football game. And again, with the disruption of Browner on the 2nd down play, it certainly put them into a long yardage situation and an obvious punt situation now.
Jack Sutherland back to kick it. And STM has not done a lot of punting throughout the season as well, but good snap here and not so great of a punt, as this one off the side of the foot, out of bounds right, as a shank will end up around the 30. I mean, that was like an 8-yard punt right there, Jay. Not what you're looking for special teams-wise from the Knights.
No, exactly, and maybe some early game jitters.
At that point, you might as well just have gone for it.
Well, exactly, and that's what we saw. That's what we've seen for most of the day is once teams cross the 50-yard line, they're kind of in 4-down territory.
Yeah. So, after the Grizzlies got 3 on their first possession, they come up with a stop after a good drive from STM. Stalls. And Fever and company back out onto the field, and Fever wants to look downfield once again. Now he's got a scramble as here comes pressure. And heads-up play there from the Grizzly quarterback just to save a few yards, throw an incompletion. Going to hurt the stats a little bit there, Jay, which, you might not have sacrificed, but he'll take a incompletion rather than a sack.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just checking out right now to see if he actually got the ball across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, outside the tackle box, no question about it. But did the ball get across the line of scrimmage? No receiver in the vicinity either.
Yeah, exactly. And looks like they let that one go. But again, good job by Lucas just to have a 2nd and 10 situation instead of 2nd and 15, of course.
Well, misdirection, and STM having none of that as Shaw goes from running back to tackle as he makes the play in the backfield for a loss here on GW.
Yeah, and there's your concern. Luke Atchison talked about it. He talked about the fact that they've just got to try to negate that St. Thomas More blitzing package. They are so aggressive on defense. They bring guys from all over the field in different types of blitzes all the time, and when you run that 3-man front, those combination of blitzes are sometimes very, very hard to detect and extremely hard to block.
Well, these are what both these teams are trying to avoid, is this down and distance right here. 3rd and long now, and here comes pressure from STM. Fever on the rollout, delivers a good football, but it'll come up about 2 yards short of the marker here, out close to the 48-yard line. No, they're gonna give him a first down with a great spot.
Wow. Yeah, they gave him a good spot there, that's for sure.
I'll say this, Jay, that is excellent route running here by the Grizzlies receiver to know where he is on the football field, get just enough downfield to move the sticks there. Well done.
There's the experience, exactly. You can't beat that experience, can you?
So, 1st and 10 now, and GW keeps the drive alive. From the 48-yard line, left hash mark, 1 in the backfield, 4 receivers in there. Fake direct snap right up the gut. Kolji, he'll pick up close to 5.
And that's sometimes a good way to negate to kind of slow down that blitz. If you run right at him, you just try to pick the bubble that there is on that defense and just run straight at him. And again, a little bit of trickery there to start, their second drive of the ball game, but getting the ball to number 9 and straight up the middle. And Kolji does a good job of gaining 4 yards on first down.
2nd and, let's call it 5 here, Jay, right in between. They'll play action. No, they do hand it off again and again. STM and Shaw, along with some company there in the backfield in Cully to make the stop for another loss.
Yeah, just, when you look at that St. Thomas More roster and, when I do the All-Stars throughout the week and prepare, it's just, it's just not a lot of provincial All-Stars, not a lot of league All-Stars.
You're responsible for all that? That's you?
I'm just checking out who's on that All-Star
okay.
team.
I thought you were the one picking them.
No.
All right.
I wouldn't get myself in trouble there.
They lose a few. Call it 3rd and 8 right from the 50. Fever to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Throws. Completion made. Big time juke there across the 45. And keeps it going for another Grizzlies first down. Second effort time there from Beauregard. He fought for about 4 or 5 yards there to pick up that first down.
Boy, he really did. When he first caught the football there, Jake, of course he was about 3 yards short of the first down, but he just maneuvered up the field and was able to use his size and strength. And
this
and
move
speed.
right there.
There you go.
That is excellent footwork from Beauregard.
Getting the ball in the outside arm, like you said early. Fundamentals. Picking up that first down. That's a big first down for the Grizzlies.
You can see he's a confident football player as Beauregard as he picks up another key first down. Ball to the 40 now of STM. Fever, the handoff, Kolji. He'll run right. And following a block, we'll pick up close to 4 to about the 36-yard line.
And there's your traditional counter play. The right side of the line is block down. Get a kick-out block by the guard, pull up with the tackle, and try to get some positive yards here.
It's too bad we're playing on turf here, Jay. These Grizzlies uniforms, a little Penn State flavor to them, right? Then you're playing on natural surface. You get the grass stains, the mud, the dirt on them, and then you're really looking like a football player here. But nice and clean. They obviously went with the Tide Pods before the semifinal here.
I like it. I like the white on white, and I like the red on red.
Yeah, that's you're not getting these two confused, that's for sure. From the right hash now, let's call it 2nd and 6. A little jet sweep action here to the receiver. He's got blockers out in front, picking his way across the 30. And this should be another Grizzlies first down. As that was McDonald on the carry.
Good job by McDonald. Doesn't kind of an unsung guy for this football team. He certainly has caught, caught 31 passes for over 400 yards this year. But again, ball security, ball on the outside arm, turning it up, doing a nice job of getting first down.
Well, different ways to get your playmakers involved in the football game. Rather than having a wide receiver that's may not getting targeted, get him into the backfield, get him a touch on the pigskin, and get him involved in the football game early. 1st and 10. Another direct snap. And stood up pretty quickly there was Conte, who will get driven back here. And be careful. As good sportsmanship shown there from Joe Hall after making the tackle, but a little extracurricular after the whistle. No flags fly. It's a loss of 1.
Yeah, those kids are physical out there. Boy, I tell you, that last football game, the Barsby Vernon game, those boys were sure hitting hard. They were physical football. And this game here, another very physical football game. You can tell from up here, they're popping tonight.
Congratulations to the Barsby Bulldogs and Bateman, who will meet in the AA final next Saturday. Get you those scores here momentarily as well. As the Grizzlies stare at a 2nd and 11, and flags fly, whistles sound. Play doesn't get off here, and do we have another false start?
Very experienced
end of the quarter. End of the quarter. We're so enthralled in the action going on. I didn't even look at the clock.
I know. And usually, as veterans here, especially myself as a coach, I'm always peeking up at that clock. And gosh, that was a fast first quarter. And time flies when you're having fun, right? Right, Jake?
You betcha. You almost called me Justin, didn't you?
I know.
You've been here since 9 o'clock this morning. 3-0 after 12 minutes of play here from BC in this first AAA semifinal. And, of course, another one coming up after this one. But run me down. Grade A championships, 2 AA semifinals. Run it through.
There you go. Congratulations. At 9 o'clock this morning, bright and early, the St. Thomas More Knight Grade 8 football team. Congratulations, Coach John Frere and his staff, 13-12 over Vancouver College. They were up 13-0. Yeah, 13-0. And BC fought back, Fighting Irish fighting back. But again, St. Thomas More, congratulations. Robert Bateman against the College Heights Cougars, all the way from Prince George, came down and they played them tough, 21-7. Congratulations, Bateman. The game we just saw, of course, Barsby defeating Vernon 36-14. Barsby, Bateman, AA final next Saturday.
Can't wait. 4 o'clock kickoff for that one. And congratulations to both College Heights and Vernon for an excellent season, respectively, as Fever on 2nd and 12 over the middle. Beauregard, guess what? Another catch and fights for another 6 yards after, as he's got it down just outside the 10-yard line, and a fresh set of downs for the Grizzlies as they're looking for more points here as we're underway in the second quarter.
Yeah, there's Lucas Fever doing such a great job. He's got such tremendous poise in the pocket. Looked to his right, came back, looked off the safety, came back and hit his favorite receiver over the middle, and a big first down for the Grizzlies. Beauregard this year again. What a season, right? Close to 1,000 yards receiving, over 20 yards per catch. I mean, that's outstanding for a guy that is targeted so much and has over 50 catches this year.
Well, when you got a guy like Fever who can spin it to you, I mean, he can deliver the football. He's got some smoke on it. It's accurate as well. And that's what receivers like. They don't like waiting for a ball to arrive to them. They want it on them in a hurry. And another whistle here before this snap. It's another time count violation here on GW.
Boy, that's a
killer.
Hey, what a veteran crew again. These referees have done such an outstanding job
here?
today.
The head official, 50 years, final game going on here. Is that what I heard?
Michael Westman. That's what I've heard
third.
too. The head guy. He's got the
third.
He's the third.
Michael Westman, the third.
Richard Chandler, Brian Finley, Terry Mosdell, Torrey Davis. Great crew tonight.
Shotgun snap here for Fever. He'll hand off to Conte, who tries to sift through, but again, STM, if there's one thing they're not really allowing so far in this game is work along the ground here, Jay. They're almost daring GW to throw the football, and when they have, they've been successful. But I kind of like it from GW as well that they're saying, hey, just because you're loading up against the run doesn't mean we're going to stop trying to do it.
Exactly. Yeah, just strategy here, and St. Thomas More, great team defense.
Another long down on second, into the end zone. Double coverage, and he almost put it over both of them and dropped it in the bucket. Beauregard couldn't hang on. Well thrown football.
It was well thrown football, and it to me it looked like he was double covered there, and then all of a sudden Beauregard just kind of appeared out of nowhere and almost made a great play on this. And Lucas really put the ball, put the ball only where the receiver could catch it, and the DB, that was actually pretty good coverage from the defensive backs. That would have been a tremendous.
Coverage,
absolutely.
Well, when you got a target like Beauregard, I don't think that's going to deter Fever from trying to target his favorite receiver.
Yeah, two-down territory here.
He's in the slot on this near side right now. Fever will have a look this way. Now he's got a scramble. He's in some trouble. Look out. Shaw gets home. Big-time sack from the Knights as they drop him for a massive loss.
And they talked about it. Luke Atchison talked about it all week with me. He said, we've got to stop that blitz. We've got to stop that St. Thomas More blitz. And they just, guys coming from all over the place. They brought 6 on that particular play, 4 down linemen, a couple of linebackers blitzing and doing an outstanding job of putting the Grizzlies in a 4th and long situation here.
Now what do you do here if you're Coach Atchison, Jay?
Just throw it up to number 7. Let's not get fancy here, right?
I think they're bringing out the punt team here. I think they're going to play a little field position, or they're going to try and kick a field goal. I think you're too long to call a field goal, but Fever is out of the football game along with Beauregard here. And
they got to call timeout.
Yeah, they're not good.
Clock's running.
I think they're happy to accept another 5-yard penalty here. It's not going to.
Good call, Jake.
Yeah, they don't want to rush this, right? And another 5 yards backing up probably helps them a little bit to angle that kick a little more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think Fever particularly liked the coaching call as he took a walk down to the end of the bench. And
quarterbacks never do.
Yeah, gain a little consoling here, saying, hey, listen, we're up 3-0. We're in the second quarter. Lots of football to be played. Just calm down a little bit. As here's the punt. Bit of a wobbling duck here as it'll bounce down at the 5, and look at this.
Oh, there you go.
And that 5 yards came into play quite nicely there, didn't it, Jay? Without that 5 yards, that's in the end zone. But now it's down on the 1.5-yard line. What a kick.
Absolutely. There you go. The strategy worked out there for the G.W. Graham Grizzlies. And, boy, I tell you, field position is so important right now, especially when you have – against a team like St. Thomas More, who's traditionally, a run team. And, hey, let's let these guys drive on us. Are they going to drive 99 yards to score against us? If they do, then, hey, they certainly deserve to do that. But, again, rely on your defense, solid defense, and let's see if they can slow down Shaw.
I like the decision there. And now STM backed up on their own 2-yard line. Braunauer coming after the quarterback. Sadu delivers the football to the 5. Up this near sideline, fighting for more yards across the 10-yard line and dives to the 13. Nice job there from Lee Daniel to get out of the shadows of their own goal line.
Yeah, again, just a simple curl route, run 5 yards, turn around, and yak yards, gain some yards after the play, and big, strong receiver does a nice job of running his route, does a nice job of tucking that ball in and gaining that first down. That's a huge first down from under the shadows of their own goalpost.
Yes, and that, that's probably a play that they run every single day in practice. And so when they come up to that situation, it's almost like clockwork. Now, Sadu rolling out, looking downfield, loads one up. He's got a man open, completion. 50, 45, and pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line. What a throw from Sadu as he finds Glavis down the far sideline.
Wow, what a tremendous play. And there's St. Thomas More. I love the call, running up in their tight formation, thinking this is our run formation. With the wing back in motion, they're going to run it. They're going to run it. They're going to give the ball to Shaw. Play action pass. Great job by Sadu, rolling on, like you said, putting that ball right on the money. What I liked about Glavis in that particular play, and a big flag here too, right?
On another 15
as
I was watching the play, and Sadu took a heavy hit after delivering an absolute magical ball downfield. And GW took the opportunity to lay one on the STM quarterback who stood right in there to make the play.
I loved Glavis on the corner out there. One thing he did so well was he pumped his arms and just put his hands up at the very last second to catch that ball. Great job by Dennis Glavis.
In business now are the Knights to the GW 30-yard line as Sadu takes the shotgun snap. He's got to look deep again down this near sideline. Got a man off his hands and incomplete. as Lee Daniel was 3 yards in behind his check and couldn't bring in the football.
Wow, you just could not put that ball in a better position. Oh, Sadu, that's just a beautiful pass, son.
Oh, got to make the catch.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And he knows it. He knows it. He knows he's going to get another shot at that.
Yeah, well, you might not. That's the thing. You got to come up with those plays when they present themselves to you. And now it's 2nd and 10, and the playbook changes here. As Sadu will hand it off to Shaw, and he's gobbled up by about 4 Grizzlies in the backfield for a gain of none.
Yeah, there's your Vincent Bronner in there. Riley Ashley is a tough player inside, one of the leading tacklers for GW. And talking to Ian Parks, this week as well. What was the first thing he said? We got to stop Gavin Shaw. He compared him to Derrick Henry. So he's like we're playing the Titans this week, and Gavin Shaw's the guy we have to stop.
Look out. 3rd down and 10 now. Shaw in motion as he works his way into the slot. Here's Sadu. Quick throw. Good block on the edge. Make the cut at the 25. Looking for the 20. He'll come up short by about a yard here, and this is go time for the Knights. 4th and 1.
Absolutely. Love the play call. Love the trips formation. Just try to get the back out in the flat. Get a couple of good blockers.
Actually make it a gain of 8. 4th down and 2 on the 22 here.
Yeah.
So back a yard. Got to get to the 20 to move the sticks here for the Knights.
Clock is running. Yeah, play
call.
shot.
Yeah. Comes in from the sideline here. Play clock down to 12. As it's Riviera who will deliver the play to the huddle. Sadu hustles to the line. 3 to snap it. Man in motion. Gets it off with 2. He'll pitch it. Trying to string it out. I don't know. Now he'll dive for it. I think he's got it with a second effort. Custodio.
Oh, boy.
Looked like he was going to be dropped and just kept moving the feet.
What a great play by Matthew there, just to show his strength. That's a huge football play. Wow, what a great play to just. I thought he was going to get trapped right here. I thought.
Handful of jersey. He got the sleeve, but not the jersey.
Usually we see him get the towel, but he got the sleeve that time, Jake.
1st and 10 inside the 20-yard line is STM trying to get on the board here in the second quarter. Sadu throws it almost a pick 6 right there.
Well, I tell you, I know Coach Parks, he would be saying right now to his outside linebacker, said, you guys have to get under those curl routes. You have to get under those curl routes, and that's exactly what happened. And nice job by number 3, Riley Ashley, to get underneath that curl route. But you're right, Jaker, that was so close to just a pick 6.
Yeah, if he catches that, he's still running right towards Powell Street. As it's 3. Yeah, well, it's over there. 2nd and 10. Sadu the handoff. Shaw up the middle. He's got about 5. And he'll bring up 3rd down here. But anytime you throw that ball out to the wide side like that on a flat route and you don't get it out there in time, you got the danger for a house call going the other way. And STM dodged one there.
Absolutely. We've got a good ball game here.
We sure do.
Jake.
It's 3-0, but this is entertaining football. And a trip to the championship next Saturday on the line here for these two teams.
Feels like a final, doesn't it?
Carson Graham, Vancouver College come up next. Here's the snap. Here's Shaw. And Braunauer into the backfield says no. 4th down, STM.
Yeah, there's a big man coming off the backside edge. That just shows you his talent. And see how he just times his
snap count.
Yeah, exactly. He knows. He's listening to that snap count. He's figured it out by now, and he just knifes through from the backside to make a great play.
All right, double team, triple team. I don't think, Chip, I don't think it matters against him. You can't stop him.
Kick. They're going to kick.
They are. They're bringing out the field goal unit here. This one will come from 20. It'll come from the right side of the field. As Piccolo lines it up. High snap, got it down, kick is away, line drive, book it.
Wow.
3-3 here in the semi.
How about that? Look at that. What's that? 21-yard field goal, 21 plus 10, yeah. 31-yard field goal. Nice.
Well,
he had plenty on that, too.
Yeah, he sure did. I was moving through the uprights there. And, two teams, Jay, that did not kick a lot, if at all, through the regular season, come up with 2 big field goals here in this opening half. 3 for 4, I should say, for Piccolo throughout the regular season.
I mean, really, how
20
important
for
we talk
20
about
on extra points as well.
Okay.
That's a big number.
That's a big number. And you know what? We're going to come back to the fact that, this boy can kick, right? We can see that they have a kicking team, right? Not a lot of teams have kickers. That this guy, I think that his range, that was 31 yards. His range, he's got at least 10 more yards in him.
Such an added bonus to have. We saw the big punt, coffin corner. We've seen a couple of field goals here. We saw the shank punt, right? It's a big-time difference in field position, particularly when you can have your special teamers and you're confident in your kicker. As here comes the kickoff from the 40. This one will bounce at the 20. Stays in bounds at the 13. Return on here for the Grizzlies. Up the near sideline. Spin out of a tackle for Christian Beck, who got a pretty good return out past the 35-yard line.
Yeah, a nice return by Christian Beck. Good job by the Grizzlies to set up a nice little return there. And again, crucial part here of the football game, because with 5 minutes left, of course, the Grizzlies received the opening kickoff. That means St. Thomas More is going to be receiving the second half kickoff. So we always take a look at, who's going to finish with the football in the second quarter here. Kind of Belichick-ish thinking.
We have 5:16 to go in this opening half. Fever and the Grizzlies back on offense here, and it's a handoff on first down. Is just kind of spinning his way through tacklers there is Kolji, who picked up close to 5 yards on that first down carry. That's good production on first down. Brings up a very second down and manageable.
Absolutely, and there's a young man that's averaged over 8 yards a carry, getting close to 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns this year. Good, tough runner, inside runner there, and protecting the ball. Notice again, 2 hands on the ball, and the coach is really emphasizing ball control.
We hope we're pronouncing his last name correctly, Jay. We didn't have a time or chance to run down a spotter or a coach pre-game here, so if you got Jay Prepchuk's number, just get at him, and you can phonetically spell that out. Downfield shot for Beauregard, just out of his reach once again. We want to make sure we're getting the names right here, Jay. We just didn't get a chance to find somebody from GW. They were busy, prepping, and that's partly on us, but we want to make sure we get it right.
Yeah, no question. And if there's any names out there, of course, that we mispronounce them, then make sure you let us know and just give me a text here or send me a whatever it might be, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Let's do it.
I came in and Prepchuk's taking selfies and posting on his Instagram like he always does.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to get our selfie of you and me tonight.
Another year here at BC Place.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. Third down, Fever to throw. Picked off! Shaw! Forget it!
Wow.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, house call for the Knights on a pick 6. Wow. Ill-advised pass from Fever, and Shaw picked it off and took it to the house.
Oh, boy, 44 yards. There he is. Nobody's going to catch him.
He was celebrating from the 15-yard line on in. He knew it. Nobody was catching him.
Nobody's catching him.
What a play.
Wow.
From what a player.
How about that, Jake? The best players make the big plays. Doesn't matter whether it's on offense or defense, right?
Another extra point from Piccolo is up and through. Make him 21 for 21. And the biggest play of the football game comes on a defensive interception from Gavin Shaw. Wow. And the Knights suddenly lead by a touchdown.
There's one that Fever would certainly like to have back, but that is the way St. Thomas More has been playing. It's kind of the next guy up is, one guy's going to make a play one play, or one game, another guy's going to make a play the next. And, when you've got a guy like Shaw who just all he did was just read the eyes. There it is, read the eyes. They've worked on this play. They know that, one of the favorite pass plays that G.W. Graham runs is the all curl route, besides they're all seams, of course, too, but all curls. Read the quarterback's eyes, get underneath that, and make the play.
And, of course, you're spotlighting number 7. He's been the primary target, and that's where they want to go with the football. And Gavin Shaw, no dummy. He knows that as well.
Yeah, that's coaching. That's coaching. Who's ever coaching the linebackers for St. Thomas More, great job of getting those guys to read the quarterback's eyes, get back into their drops.
Sidewinding kick with some smoke on that will roll all the way into the end zone. As Kid's got a leg on him right there. From the 40, drove it right down into the end zone.
Yeah, he really does. And, again, we talked about it a few minutes ago, but G.W. Graham here with 4:18 left in the second quarter. They're going to be kicking the football off to St. Thomas More to start the second half. And
real important drive coming up right here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see if they can come back with they got a couple of, I know that in their offense they have a couple of really good screens, good play to start off, especially against a physical, aggressive defense. Let's see if they come with a screen pass, try to work their way patiently down the field.
Trip receivers to this near side. Fever in the shotgun once again. Four-man front here for the Knights as they'll hand off to Kolji. He's got some room up that far side. Spins ahead for a 10-yard gain as a helmet comes flying loose and flags come flying after that.
Yeah, he's going to have to come off the field for at least a play here when your helmet comes off. And let's see what the call is here.
Well,
if it's a late
if
hit.
it gets taken off for you, is that your fault?
No, he's still got to come off.
All right.
I don't think that was a late hit, certainly.
No,
I mean, it was physical.
Do the chin strap up a little tighter, son.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's all it is.
Well, they're keeping him on the field.
Yeah, I think if you take your own helmet off, then I could see,
Gotcha.
you got to come off. But if you take a hit and your helmet pops off, one, do your chin strap up a little tighter, and two, I don't know if that's your fault.
Yeah, they're going to call.
Yeah, now he's got it cinched up. You just saw it right there. You just
illegal hit.
Gave the strap a yank there to tighten it up.
Yeah, illegal hit.
Okay, well, I mean, that's almost an endorsement for you to keep your chin strap loose if you can pick up 15 yards on a late,
Yeah,
it
probably
didn't
not
look
a good
like
idea.
that vicious of a hit to me. Beauregard on the screen, dancing around. We'll pick up about 7 across the 50-yard line.
Yeah, there's your screen. We knew we were going to see that soon. We knew that we were going to see just a short screen and get those wide receivers blocking downfield. Hopefully one of those defensive backs have a miss here and kind of outman this mismatch out there with Beauregard. Beauregard, the outstanding all-star receiver, of course, the provincial all-star and, of course, the league all-star as well.
Clock is moving. 3.5 minutes here to go to recess. Ball is on the 48-yard line of STM. And it's a 2nd down and 5 to go here for the Grizzlies. Another screen. Completion made. 1st down made. Up the far sideline to the 33-yard line and out of bounds. But I think this one's going to come back. Flag down back at the 40. And I don't know if he needed to do it, Jay, but he did it anyways, and that's going to be a holding call.
Yeah.
Out on the edge, right there. Yeah, maybe he did. I mean, I think the play had kind of gone by him. You got to let go.
Certainly tough to see if you don't see the whole thing, but you know what? It's just the only reason those plays work, Jake, of course, is with the receivers blocking, and these receivers have been taught to be physical and to stay with their man and block, and the effort is always there. And you'll see the good teams, the teams that run those screens really well. I loved calling those screens as a coach. It's you get the ball out of the quarterback.
Why do you love calling as a coach?
It gives the quarterback confidence. It gives the ball to your playmakers in open field, and it just gets your offense rolling.
So they'll redo it here. 2nd and 5. We'll actually make it 2nd and 6. As Fever, 3-step drop. Here comes pressure. Scramble out. Big pump fake. Froze his defender and then steps out of bounds after a 7-yard gain. What a pump fake from Fever.
Got that defensive end jumping up and he was able to lose or break contain because of that particular play. And there's your veteran quarterback, right? Just kind of showing right there exactly the poise that he has in the pocket, knowing that defensive end is, in a vulnerable position and getting outside and getting a huge 1st down for the Grizz.
Rogers might need to get taped up at halftime for some sprained ankles after that move there from Fever. 1st down here for GW. Inside the 45-yard line now. Let's call it the 43. And misdirection. Beauregard on a sweep. He's got the edge and out of bounds at the 30. Close to another Grizzlies 1st down.
Yeah, GW is just kind of finding their groove right now. And again, there's a reason why they're a championship football team, right? These coaches, do an excellent job of exploiting the weakness. They're seeing exactly what St. Thomas More is doing on defense, and they're trying to little chess match going on right now and trying to get the ball to the outside.
Careful now, Jay. Coastal champions. Coastal champions from last year. We don't want another
right.
episode here. Thank you. 30-yard line here. They gave him the first down. It's a 1st and 10. Fever, shotgun snap. Once again, Conte on the carry as he tried to stay in bounds but stepped on the border. And they'll keep the clock moving here, however, as he picked up another 6. And just methodically kind of moving down the field here.
Exactly, and just a well-oiled machine as far as this offense is concerned. And Coach Atchison, he's got one eye on the defense, he's got one eye on the clock. He knows exactly what's happening here, and he's, again, he's got St. Thomas More back on their heels a little bit here. And
they're the ones that call the timeout here.
Timeout, exactly.
No. 2:12 to go. STM calls timeout. It'll be a 2nd down and 3 here for the Grizzlies, who beat Terry Fox in the Coastal Championship last year, 36-33. What a football game that was just over a year ago here, Jay. And Grizzlies trying to get back to the dance here once again in this semifinal, but down 7 here to the upstart Knights.
Absolutely, kind of the unsung team. You didn't really hear a lot about St. Thomas More throughout the year, but they just kept on winning football games, right? And they just kept on making plays, and they just kept on, winning games, right? And that's, of course, what it's all about. And
Jared Powers, fine job. And like I said, these two met back in September. The Grizzlies kind of had their way with the Knights in that game, but the Knights have not lost since that exhibition loss back in September, 8 in a row, including a wild card victory, 36-21 over Mount Doug, and then 37-34 over Mowat in the quarterfinal. That one thrown away by Fever. Smart decision there, as tried to put it only where Beauregard could catch it, but overshot his man by about 2 yards, and he'll bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, just a little bootleg action, a little play action pass. Didn't fool anybody on that particular play. Really good coverage. Again, St. Thomas More, they've got some fine, throughout this game, I'm really noticing that they are a very good athletic football team.
And such a bonus to be able to match up one-on-one and be confident in your matchups defensively. That's when you can bring the pressure. 3rd down and 3. Play action. Beauregard, reception, cuts, and dives for the sticks. He's across the 20, and that'll move the chains for G-Dub.
A good read by Lucas Fever and an excellent call by Coach Atchison, running trips formation. They're just doing simple math. They see that there's 2 defenders out there against the 3 receivers, and he's going to get that ball out to his good receiver out there. Solid blocking, pick up that first down, make the deeper safety have to come up and make the play. Watch sometime in this game tonight, Jake, they're going to run that little pump fake off that.
Real chess match going on right now between both coaches, both offensively and defensively. And each one trying to stay a step ahead. And speaking of step ahead, the defensive line was a step ahead of the offensive line there as they're into the backfield on the snap. Yeah. And that'll be a loss of 2.
Boy, big Evander Sandu in there, big 2-way lineman for that defensive squad for St. Thomas More. Sebastian Gorey, AJ is a good, solid linebacker. Tristan, the other middle linebacker. They are a very, very solid team.
So it brings up 2nd and let's say 13 here from the 23. Got to get to the 10. Fever looks, pressured, lobs it up. It's up for grabs, and it's picked off. An easy interception at the goal line. Lee Daniel just waiting for that can of corn to drop to him. And you got to question the decision there from Fever.
You definitely have to. Just kind of forcing it, obviously, to just trying to do a little bit too much. Hey, there's nothing wrong. Lucas, throw that ball away, try to scramble, get a couple of extra yards. And, again, you know that St. Thomas More, they're just so soundly coached. They play great, disciplined zone defense, mix in a little bit man once in a while. But, boy, that was just a perfect coverage.
Jay, for me right now, the difference in this football game is that the STM line is getting pressure in on Fever, whether they're running or passing the football. Fever has not had enough time in the pocket to deliver.
Yeah. And that particular play, Jake, was actually a little bit of a delayed blitz. And so the blocking scheme for G.W. Graham was not able to pick up that late blitz, and that's exactly what happened there. And they had a late blitz by one of the middle linebackers, and Lucas just kind of threw off his back foot again and didn't get very much on that ball, and that led to the interception.
I think STM happy to get to the locker room here with a 7-point lead, letting the clock milk down here as we approach 10 seconds to go. And one more snap here should do it to get us to halftime.
STM's happy with going into the tunnel at this
they're
time.
They're not going to run play.
Yeah, they're going to be receiving the football.
Well, there you go. First half of semifinal number 1 here in AAA. Was a good one. 24 minutes in the books, 24 minutes to go. 12-minute break here from BC Place. STM Knights lead the GW Graham Grizzlies 10-3. You're watching high school football on BC School Sports. And we'll be back in 12 minutes with second half action here from Vancouver.
Find a ways to articulate the feeling I'm going through. I just can't say I don't love you, 'cause I love you. Yeah, it's hard for me to communicate the thoughts that I hold, but tonight I'm gonna let you know. Let me tell the truth. Baby, let me tell the truth. Yeah, you know what I'm thinking. See it in your eyes. You hate that you want me. Hate it when you cry. You're scared to be lonely, especially in the night. I'm scared that I'll miss you. Happens every time. I don't want this feeling. I can't afford love. I try to find reason to pull us apart. It ain't working 'cause you're perfect, and I know that you're worth it, I can't walk away. Even though we're going through it and it makes you feel alone, just know that I would die for you. Baby, I would die for you. Yeah. The distance and the time between us, it'll never change my mind. 'Cause baby, I would die for you. Baby, I would die for you. Yeah. I'm finding ways to manipulate the feeling you're going through, but baby girl, I'm not blaming you. Just don't blame me too. Yeah. 'Cause I can't take this pain forever, and you won't find no one that's better. 'Cause I'm right for you, babe. I think I'm right for you. You know what I'm thinking, see it in your eyes. You hate that you want me, hate it when you cry. It ain't working 'cause you're perfect, and I know that you're worth it. I can't walk away. Even though we're going through it and it makes you feel alone, just know that I would die for you. Baby, I would die for you. Yeah. The distance and the time between us, it'll never change my mind. 'Cause baby, I would die for you. Baby, I would die for you. Yeah. I would die for you. I would lie for you. Keep it real with you. I would kill for you, my baby. I'm just saying, yeah. I would die for you. I would lie for you. Keep it real with you. I would kill for you, my baby. Na 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 na. Even though we're going through it and it makes you feel alone, just know that I would die for you. Baby, I would die for you. Yeah. The distance and the time between us, it'll never change my mind. 'Cause baby, I would die for you. Baby, I would die for you.
Yeah, I've been throwing down the whiskey. I ought to get my money back. And someone said it drowns a memory. Oh, but it ain't doing jack. Yeah, I've been sipping, I've been buzzing, shooting doubles like it's nothing. All but nothing makes you go away. I need something you prove, something stronger than I'm used to. Yeah, I've been pulling 92 hard and feel like nothing's gonna cut it. That's the hard truth. Yeah, I need something you prove. Oh, I need something you prove. Put 'em up till they shutting 'em down, yeah. You never ain't out of brand, yeah. Don't matter what time, what town, I can't get you gone. Turn the bar, yeah, upside down. Just looking for something that does it. I give 'em all my money, ain't nobody selling nothing. You prove something stronger than I'm used to. Yeah, I've been pulling 92 hard and feel like nothing's gonna cut it. That's the hard truth. Yeah, I need something you prove. Oh, I need something you prove. Yeah, I've been mixing liquors trying to get you gone. Oh, but I must be doing something wrong. 'Cause I've been working hard to fade your memory, baby, but the only thing faded is me. I need something something stronger than I'm used to. Yeah, I've been pulling 92 hard, I feel like nothing's gonna cut it. That's a hard truth. I need something you prove. Oh, I need something you prove.
Summer went away, still the yearning stays. I play it cool with the best of them. I wait patiently, he's gonna notice me. It's okay, we're the best of friends. Anyway, I hear it in your voice. You're smoking with your boys. I touch my phone as it fits your face. I didn't choose this town. I dream of getting out. There's just one who could make me stay. All my days, from sprinkler splashes to fireplace ashes, I waited ages to see you there. I searched the party of better bodies just to learn that you never cared. You're on your own, kid. You always have been. I see the great escape. So long, Daisy May. I picked the petals. He loves me not. Something different bloomed. Writing in my room. I play my songs in the parking lot. I'll run away from sprinkler splashes to fireplace ashes. I called a taxi to take me there. I searched the party of better bodies just to learn that my dreams aren't rare. You're on your own, kid. You always have been. From sprinkler splashes to fireplace ashes, I gave my blood, sweat and tears for this. I hosted parties and starved my body like I could be saved by a perfect kiss. The jokes weren't funny, I took the money. My friends from home don't know what to
All right, football fans, welcome back inside BC Place here in Vancouver, British Columbia, the home of the BC High School Football Championships. As this is semifinal Saturday, fourth game out of 5 here today. Jake Elliott, Jay Prepchuk with you. As Justin taking a much-deserved break. You're not doing anything else with your life, Jay, so you were here. You've been here since 9 o'clock this morning. You're probably going to stay here for the next week, and you just can't get enough football in your life, so you're hanging with us for all 5. But how about that opening first half here between the defending coastal champion GW Graham Grizzlies as they find themselves down a converted touchdown here to St. Thomas More, 10-3 after a half of football. What do you make of it?
Boy, I tell you, it's just been a defensive struggle. The only touchdown of the ball game was, of course, the pick six, 45 yards by Gavin Shaw there. And I know that certainly Lucas Fever, the outstanding quarterback for the GWG Grizzlies, GW Graham Grizzlies, I tell you, he would love to have a couple of those passes back, particularly the curl route that he threw over the middle to that Gavin Shaw picked up and ran for 45-yard touchdown. But kind of what we expect a little bit. Certainly both teams very well coached. Certainly both teams with very, very strong defenses. And, that's certainly what we see. Let's see if they can kind of break things open a little bit in the second half, Jeff.
STM will get the football here to start the second half as you get a look at some of the contingent inside the dome here tonight. Vancouver College Carson Graham comes up at 7 o'clock here on BC School Sports YouTube channel. Thank you to our sponsors, MVP Athletics, Baden Footballs, Barron Rings, Pro Team, for hopping on board here for the broadcast. Kick it off. Let's play some football. Short kick into a bit of a no-man's zone. That's a live football. And STM able to get on top of it very late as Kanagawa had to step up on that one. It was a short kick, Jay, but a very well-placed kick, and they almost got to it.
Absolutely, and that ball just about bounced back. We saw that in an earlier game today. The ball, nice high kind of moonshot, and the ball bounces and actually comes back to the kicking team. And
you never know which way the pigskin's going to bounce when it hits the turf either.
Exactly. You just never know. Nice job by Kanagawa to get on that football.
So, Sadu with a very efficient first half of football, I would say, for the pivot in red as he comes out in the shotgun here to start their opening drive of half number 2. Braunauer showing pressure as he'll shed a block and he'll make the tackle right near the line of scrimmage. As he wraps up number 6 there in Faria, who gets his first carry of the game, as it's been Gavin Shaw who's got the yeoman's share of touches here, but they go with the run on first down.
Yeah, nice to see them getting a couple of different ball players into this football game. And Gavin Shaw is the guy, though. He's over 1,000 yards this season. Let's see if he's going to be able to get more football, get more of the ball in the second half.
They will work in between the hash marks here. A little jet sweep action once again. Around the corner is Custodio as he'll pick up a few, but pretty good defense there from Beauregard, who makes the tackle out on the edge, limiting that game to just a couple. It'll bring up third down.
Yeah, interesting that Coach Power and the offensive coaches for the St. Thomas More Knights have, seen maybe a little bit of adjustments or some of the things that they want to run in the second half, and they feel that they can get the ball to the outside against a big, tough, physical defense of the Grizzlies.
Well, it makes sense. You don't want to run anywhere near number 75. Stay away from that guy. And he's on the inside. Well, he's lined up on the edge right now. As now he'll work into the middle, and there's a jump. And that's what the presence of he will do, is he makes you flinch. False start, and back him up. It goes from a 3rd and 6 to about a 3rd and 11 now.
Yeah, and that's about the easiest call that the referees, again, a great official crew tonight, veteran crew, Michael Westman,
The
as
third, Jay.
as the head ref, Richard Chandler, Brian Finley, Terry Mosdell, and Tori Davis. Excellent group of officials here for this semifinal battle in BC Place.
Yeah, it's Jake Elliott and Jay Prepchuk with you. If you want to get at us via social media, you can find me at PXP, the number 4 Sports. Jay Prepchuk is out there as well, and had a couple of messages come through during the broadcast. Keep them coming. As play clock down to 5 here for Sadu. Takes the snap. Empty backfield. Loads up. Fires deep, and it's out of the reach of Glavis, who made a good catch in the first half. This one too far for him. Brings up 4th and long, and STM will have to kick.
Yeah, and just to, when you're at 3rd and 11, there's not a lot of plays, of course, in the playbook that you can run here, and just trying to fade, getting the fade route out there. And the GW had that well covered. Coach Parks, the veteran defensive coordinator for the GWG Grizz, they knew that play was coming. They had a good defensive coverage on that play.
Let's see how Sutherland does on this kick. Shanked one in the opening half. This a high snap. Brings it down. Time to get it away. A low line drive. Skips along the turf. Down to the 30. Keep on rolling. Don't touch it yet. And down to the 27-yard line. Not a pretty looking punt, but an effective one as he flips the field position.
Yeah, exactly. And let's see what Coach Luke Atchison, what kind of adjustments he's made in the second half. And again, you know what? He talked about establishing the run, making sure that they can try to negotiate that St. Thomas More aggressive blitz package.
You got it.
And giving Lucas time to throw, but
that's where I'm going, Jay. Is that if you plan on throwing the football, just go max protection and don't try and disguise anything with play action or run. Just protect your quarterback and give him time to deliver the football.
Exactly.
And here he is on a pitch. As Koljo, we're being told, is how we pronounce number 9 in White's last name. Appreciate that coming in. Never would have guessed that, quite frankly, with the way it's spelled.
Exactly. But, yes, thank you for these proper enunciations. But Yeah, a little toss to the boundary here. You don't usually see a play like that, but again, nice little pickup of 4 yards on first down, and let's see if the Grizzlies are going to, continue to run the ball and try to grind it out a little bit on the ground.
Fever out of the shotgun once again, adjusts the sleeves, barks out the signals, drop the snap, falls down on top of it, and instantly you know that play's going nowhere when that sort of thing happens.
Yeah, exactly. Lucas does a good job of just, again, jumping on the football. He knows that, there's not too many plays he can. Exactly, right? He's just
little off right now.
A little off right now, but he'll get it back. He's a veteran quarterback. He's got lots of poise and obviously a very, very good football player. And he'll come back in this football game. Lots of time left in this game, and
obviously knows how to get the job done. Right, we're in the Coastal Championship last year, and that could only help his confidence knowing that he can play in these big moments. And just got to sharpen up a little bit. And that just a case where he was looking downfield before he got the ball into his hands.
Exactly, and take a chance here, a moment here to talk. And when I talked to Coach Parks a little bit about the G.W. Graham Grizzlies, and we talked about the development of football, and a lot of these, over 80% of the coaches and kids all played for the Chilliwack Giant community team at one time. So good continuity and good relationship there with the Giants and the Grizzlies.
Third down and long, swing it out to Beauregard. He's trying to get the edge, makes a man miss, up this near sideline. Beauregard to the 50, and yanked out of bounds by his number 7 counterpart, Lee Daniel. But big time play there for GW, and it comes courtesy of Beauregard, who does it again.
Yeah, again, look at Lucas just getting the ball out of his hands so quickly and getting the ball out there, not only quickly, but with lots of velocity on there. So he gives gives Tyson a chance to, really maneuver in the open field. Plus, it gives those wide receivers a chance to block downfield.
Close to a horse collar tackle. Did not get called. Ball to the 48. Inside STM territory now are the Grizzlies. Here's the pitch. Cole Joe makes the catch and doesn't pick up much. Did well just to hang on to the football, quite frankly.
Yeah, again, that's something that Luke Atchison obviously saw at the end of the half. You don't usually see a toss into the boundary, but with this blitzing defense of St. Thomas More Knights, it's a good call to run toss, try to get to the outside, and with all those holes plugged up in the middle from the blitzing linebackers.
Crazy P getting the crowd whipped up into a frenzy here in the second half once again. 8 minutes to go in this third quarter. Second down and 9 here for GW. Trying to extend this drive. Here comes pressure again. Fever scrambling. He's dropped way back at the 37-yard line. This is going to be a loss of about 18 yards. Mind you, flag down at the 38, and we might get a horse collar tackle here, and GW might get bailed out. But they're going backwards right now. Personal foul.
Yeah, you're right. You got the call right.
Yeah. So, man, oh, man, how big of a play is that, Jay? It looked like it was going to be an 18-yard sack, and all of a sudden it's 15 going the other way.
Yeah, let's take a look at this highlight here. There's your horse collar. Yeah, you got it right.
You can't do it. Just cannot do it. And there was 2 of them there to bring him down, and Gorey just grabbed onto the back of the shoulder pads and yanked him down. So this thing will come.
Yeah, there's your veteran referee, Michael Westman III.
Thank you. So second down and 9 now after the horse collar tackle penalty. Beauregard in motion. Fake the handoff. Fever scrambling again, throws it up to Beauregard. Little shovel pass. Beauregard dancing around. He's got blockers out in front. Look out. Here's number 7 stiff arming to the 25-20. Down the sideline he goes. Trying to stay in bounds, and he's knocked out around the 5. What a play from Beauregard.
20, 30, 40. Wow, there's your all-stars making big plays. There's your provincial all-star, Tyson Beauregard, just doing it all on his own. And, hey, a great job by Lucas Fever to get rid of that football.
Do we have a flag down back at the 23-yard line here as well as what? The little shovel pass a la Doug Flutie there, and then watch the rest here from Beauregard as he does it with the legs, the arms, all of it from number 7. As he's knocked out of bounds just outside the 5-yard line, but is that a flag down at the 22-yard line?
Yeah, it's a bench penalty. Now let's just see if it's a warning.
It is. Just move back off the sideline, please.
Here's your warning. Hey, I would be excited about that play, too. I was excited up here. If I was down on the sidelines as a kid, I would be excited about that as well.
I can guarantee that's the last time that will happen, as the coaching staff will keep that in check. But GW in business now, Jay. Here from the right hash mark, just inside the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. Fever out of the shotgun once again, one in the backfield. It's Coljo. Fever will swing it to him. Right to the goal line. Lower the pads and plow it to the 1. They'll mark him out at the 2, and it'll be 2nd and goal from there, as here come the big boys up front.
Just trying to get a little isolation there. The wide receiver to the boundary, runs a quick slant pass, tries to get that corner.
Reaching for that pylon as well.
Exactly, yeah. It's so close down to the 2-yard line.
Well, you know this is 4-down territory here for the Grizzlies, so you got 3 more plays to pick up 2 yards. And Braunauer is in on the offensive line. 3 in the backfield here. Fever under center. Handoff Conte, and here's the push. Didn't get it. Right into the teeth of that Knight defense, and they stood up.
Wow.
That was a car accident at the 1-yard line.
There's tremendous defense from the St. Thomas More Knights, just plugging up that A-gap. They've got their big defensive tackles and their nose guard in the A-gap. They've got their defensive ends in the B-gap. They've got their middle linebackers right up on the line of scrimmage. They're an 11-man front.
Give me the naked bootleg to Fever right here.
I love it.
Down on the 1 now, 3rd and goal. Fever, quarterback, sneak up the middle, pushes ahead. Touchdown, Grizzlies.
Boy, oh boy, there you go. They needed that one, didn't they, Jake? I tell you. And again, all coming back to that one play. First of all, the horse collar, of course, right?
Huge.
And then coming back to Tyson Oregard with the fantastic 30-yard run after we thought he was going to get trapped and he was actually going to, be tackled on the line of scrimmage, but made a huge play running down the right sideline, and that was really the key play of this drive.
And I think the biggest thing out of it all is they line up for the extra point here and try and tie the football game up at 10, is that Coach Etchison put the ball in the hands of his quarterback. That hit the upright. It's good as it falls through. Close call there, but we are tied. But either, get him out on the edge, but put the ball in his hands. He didn't look very happy with himself in the first half, and I think him getting that score, leading that drive, getting the payoff at the end is going to help his confidence into the second half.
Yeah, no question. And it's, so much of it is to do with confidence, and so much of it is, just knowing that you can do it. And especially in such a big game like this, this is a lot of pressure on, 16, 17-year-old kids out there that want to perform. They want to win for their teammates. They want to win for themselves, their coaches, their parents, and of course their fans as well, right? So lots of pressure on these kids out there to perform, and especially when you are, the defending Coastal champions.
Yes, 6 halfway through this third quarter. Back to square one we go. 10-10 as the Grizzlies kick it off from their 40. Another high kick into that no-man's zone. Step football, and the Grizzlies almost had it, and then they lost it, and I think STM got it. No, the Grizzlies do have it. Oh, mercy.
Wow.
A bobbled snap, and it was Toker that got on top of it. And he kept fighting for it and just yanked it away.
Yeah, Logan Toker, one of the veteran players on this football team, does a great job of recovering that kind of a moonshot kick straight up in the air, perfectly executed by the kicker.
Well, and when you look back at this football game and all the things that have happened in it, it's a special teams play that could be the difference in this football game right now. How about it? We've seen a pick 6 and now a turnover on a bobbled kickoff. And the Grizzlies right back in business here from the 30 as they hand off here to Coljo, and he'll pick up 1. Good stump on defense there from Gorey.
Yeah, just to continue to be a real solid battle here tonight. Hey, Jake, I mean, these guys are just these kids.
Line of scrimmage, Jay. I mean, that's really where this football game is going to be won and lost. Who can assert their dominance along the line, both offensively and defensively, And so far, I think STM has had the edge in that battle, but you're now starting to see the Grizzlies assert themselves a little bit as well. The pitch again. More room out there this time for Cole Joe, and he's got another 6 yards. And will be about 3 yards short of the first down. Better execution on the running play there.
Exactly. Trips to the wide side of the field and toss into the boundary. Talked about it earlier that we've seen that play 3 times so far in the second half. Kind of unusual to run the toss in the boundary like that, but Coach Atchison has seen something, and picking up a big gain like that is, a big play for the Grizzlies here.
Huge play coming now, 3rd and 3. Clock moving, 4.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Here's Fever to throw, quick strike to Beauregard, turns it upfield, dancing around again, trying to evade tackles, and he'll be dropped for a loss. As STM was ready for it that time as they went back to that little bubble screen to Beauregard, and STM jumped it.
You can certainly, that the coaches, Coach Power and the rest of the coaches from the St. Thomas More Knights, one of the things that they stress at halftime, one of the things they've stressed when the defensives come off the field is pursuit to the football. Always pursuit to the football, and especially when you have a dangerous open field runner like Beauregard who likes to kind of cut back and dance a little bit. Got to get on him early, and that's a good job by St. Thomas More to corral him and limit the gain and certainly bring up a 4th and long situation.
Well, after they recovered the kickoff here, trying to get point time in the pocket this time for Fever, delivers a strike right on the money, and this will be a first down as they convert on 4th and long. Was that Christian Beck on the reception as he gets a little help back to his feet, and indeed it was. As you can see what the difference is when the GW quarterback has time back in that pocket, put it right on the money that time.
Yeah, excellent job by Christian Beck, a young man that I've had a chance to work with for many, many years. It just shows his football smarts.
Coming back
he
to the
knew
quarterback.
exactly.
Yeah.
He knew exactly where the first down yardage was. He knew that Lucas Fever was in trouble there and found that open spot for his quarterback. Those two guys have played together for a lot of years.
1st and 10, can still pick up a first down without getting into the end zone as they shift the formation. As they work from the left hash, there's the pitch again to Cole Joe as he tries to find a seam, and we'll pick up about 3 as it'll keep the clock moving here late third quarter now as we're under 3 to go.
Yeah, trips formation to the wide side of the field, running toss into the boundary again. We talked about it. There's one of their big tackles, the provincial all-star number 65, Brody Monroe, showing his versatility. 6'3", 200. Boy, we've got some big boys out there on all these football teams. Kids over 300 pounds. Brody Monroe, one of the fine linemen in the province at 6'3", 295 pounds, provincial all-star. Tyler Bergin, another league all-star, conference all-star, 6'2", 255 pounds. Boy, we've got some big bodies out there.
Brunauer back into the football game here as well as he'll play the left tackle right now as Fever stands in the shotgun. He'll misdirection. It's Beauregard, and he's going to go nowhere again as STM steps up and stops and maybe a late hit here as GW wanting a call. They're not going to get it. It's maybe a little late on the whistle there from the official, but you have to play to the whistle if you're STM because Beauregard can bust a tackle at any time, and you can't let that happen either.
Well, especially with the way he's been running, cutting back, and using the entire field and using his athleticism, right? But you know what? That physical defense, I like the call there against that physical, aggressive defense, trying to do a little misdirection, faking the toss and coming back inside.
Well, you tell me right now, Jay, if they do not pick up the first down here, say they pick up 3-4 yards, what are you doing on 4th down?
We're kicking.
In a 10-10 game here in the third quarter, you're bringing out the field goal unit.
Absolutely. Well, it depends how many yards I gain here.
Okay, well, let's see.
For backside post here.
One-on-one down low here. Fever, little screen pass, look out. That one's going nowhere. So they gain no yards here, Jay. And Fever looking to his coach for a call here. What's he going to do? They have a field goal early in this game, and they're going to bring out the kicker here in Josh Seal.
Yeah, coach had no hesitation with that. He knew exactly what he was going to do and come in and.
We have an injury down on the field here as well, I believe, as it looks like Deuce Downey down on a knee. Maybe a Deuce McAllister family. Deuce Downey. I like it.
There you go. Exactly. Hey, you know what? It's been nice. It's really positively speaking, right? We have not seen a lot of injuries, and I mentioned it in an earlier game today.
It's a safer game than it was 10, even 5 years ago, Jay.
No question. And you really have to commend high school football. You have to commend the executive for doing an excellent job of training their coaches, making sure they're certified. All coaches have to be certified. All coaches have to go through a safe football program, proper tackling, proper blocking, proper techniques, and you can certainly see on the football field certainly way fewer injuries than previous years.
This one from about 27 yards out here, a chance to take the lead in between the hash marks. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up and good. Just over the crossbar it goes. But it counts nonetheless. And GW pushed back in front, 13-10. Wow. As we got an old-fashioned grudge match going right here. This is old-time football right now, Jay. 13-10, late third quarter.
Boy, we weren't quite sure that field goal had made it, did we? We were like up here waiting for
the double take.
Waiting for the referees to make the final call there. But certainly, you're right. We just smash mouth football, and you know what? It is just so great to see both of these teams, the kids just competing so hard against each other, and coaches matching up against each other, coaches teaching great sportsmanship and teaching great football, and I'm really looking forward to the fourth quarter and the remaining 120.
And then we got Carson Graham and Vancouver College, who have not lost a football game all season long, including exhibition. Coming up next, Grizzlies out of the East, STM out of the Central, as they'll get the football back here. And do they have something on the return? Little misdirection. The reverse. And he's got something, Jay. Look out. Looking for a block at the 50. And the Grizzlies recover and bring him down. Oh, man, there was a convoy out there. One more block, and he's gone for Custodio, who's brought down at the 50-yard line.
Well, that was well designed and just a perfectly executed wall to the right-hand side off the reverse, little flip, showing his speed.
And just needed one right there from number 11, who couldn't pick up a block in time.
Exactly.
Where he's still running.
Hey, good job by the kicker to make a play there.
And big-time stuff. Special teams have played a big factor in this football game. Field goal kicks, punts, onside recoveries, and now a little reverse on the return. Sidhu in the shotgun. Hands off Shaw back into the game and gets absolutely buried by Braunauer. Wow. Oh. He is so fast into the backfield.
Oh, he really is. And it looks like, when you have that backside tackle blocking down or kind of zone blocking, that usually frees up that backside defensive end. He just shows
3 steps he got before contact.
Such tremendous quickness for a man that is that size to be able to, make a play like that is just outstanding. It's going to be interesting to see where this young man plays football next year. There's going to be a lot of coaches knocking at his door in the next month.
2nd and 10. Here's the throw, and off the mark. Looking for Lee Daniels. Lee Daniel, and just off the mark a little bit there from Sidhu. His first kind of errant throw of the evening.
Yeah, and Coach Parks, I can guarantee you that he's talked to his outside linebackers about getting underneath that wide side curl route. It's that DB is playing deep, doesn't want to get beat deep. It's the underneath coverage. It's the linebackers that have to get into the flat and make those plays.
3rd down and 10 now. Sidhu to throw, looks over the middle, floats one down the sideline, and pretty good coverage out there by the Grizzlies as it falls incomplete. Pass intended for Glavis. And that drive will stall here on STM as you just start to feel it, Jay. The momentum switching over to the Grizzlies here in this third quarter as they come up with another stop on defense. But it looks like STM is going to leave the offense out here on a 4th and 10 from midfield. Big play here in this football. No, they do have the punt team out. Excuse me.
Let's see if they can get a better punt away here.
Bronauer almost jumped the snap. Punt gets away. It's a spiral, but a low. Bounces inside the 20, rolling along the sideline, and pretty good.
That's a better punt.
From Sutherland down the far sideline will pin him at the 10.
And that's the difference with these two teams, right? You know, St. Thomas More is more of a run-oriented kind of grind it out. Let's get 4 yards on first down. Let's get 4 yards on our run plays, right? Let's not get into, when they get into a third and long situation, that's a little bit more difficult for them. But when the G.W. Graham Grizzlies, when they get into a long yardage situation, you know, they've got the passing attack that they can get the ball down the field, and that's just the way their offense is designed, right, is to be able to get Lucas the ball down the field, get throwing the ball down the field and in making plays, which, of course, he's done tonight.
Well, just 21 seconds to go in the quarter now as this drive starts from the 10-yard line. As Fever will take the snap. He'll pitch it near side. Look out, looking to throw downfield. And taken down for a 5-yard loss was Coljo, who had his eyes downfield and cocked and ready to throw there, but nobody open. And not the worst thing in the world. When you try a little trick play like that, it doesn't work. Sometimes you just got to eat it, and I think that's what Coljo did there. Didn't want to force anything downfield deep in his own zone.
Yeah, he really didn't have much time to throw the ball. Sebastian Gorey has been, you know, doing an outstanding job on defense tonight. He's making a lot of tackles and doing a great job from his middle linebacker position.
So a long walk down the field here at BC Place as 36 minutes down, 12 minutes to go in semifinal number 1. And it has been a good one here between STM and GW Graham. 13-10. Grizzlies lead it with a quarter to play. How is this one going to play out, Jay?
Wow, I tell you, I just think that, you know, St. Thomas More, it's crucial for them to gain yards on first down. They've got to get something. They've got to get, even if it's 3 yards, even if it's 4 yards, they just cannot continue to put themselves into a third and long situation. Their offense is just not built. It's just not designed for, you know, completing passes and to making plays to get the ball, you know, down the field on third and long situations. They've got to grind it out. And, I mean, it sounds easier than it is because, of course, G.W. Graham, they're doing such an outstanding job on defense, and they really haven't allowed a touchdown tonight, right? Especially after, you know, with Coach Parks last week, how many points did South Delta, Coach Mullis and the South Delta Sun Devils put on a ton of points last week in the game that we talked about, right? And, boy, you know, their defense has certainly tightened up since last weekend.
Yeah, heck of an effort. 48-47, the final in that one. They have not allowed an offensive touchdown. Their lone touchdown from the Knights came off a pick 6. So pretty impressive stuff defensively so far tonight as Fever in his own end zone throws and just off the fingertips of Beauregard on a crossing pattern.
Yeah. Lucas he knows he's in his end zone. He knows
he missed one there too. He had him open.
He really did, and he's just showing his patience, and just
tough throw back inches across the body there.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah, just inches. That's the
young Jay Prepchuk would have made that throw.
I would hope so. Young Jake Elliott might have caught that ball too, right?
Not a chance. Not a chance. I'm on the bench somewhere. All right, from the 5-yard line here, 3rd down and forever for the Grizzlies.
Big play here, Jake.
Got to be careful with the football here. Here comes the blitz from STM. Grizzlies pick it up, and Fever just throws it away from his own end zone. He's got to be careful there. I don't see a receiver in the vicinity. STM looking, and that could very well be a safety right there.
That would have been a safety, but he was outside the tackle box, and he got the ball across the line of scrimmage. So that's the
close. It's close.
Very close, absolutely. And we've had a couple of those tonight. And I just talked to Lee Bryan, the referee from the last football game, and talked to him about that particular play that did happen in the last game. And we talked about the fact it was close.
Yeah. What do you do here, Jay? You're in your own end zone. You got the 3-point lead. Do you want to give up the field position here, or do you maybe take the safety and get a kick away? Well, they're going to kick it and just got it away. Decent kick. Bounces to the 40. Brought in at the 42. Chased backwards a little bit. Coverage was there, but couldn't make the tackle. And he'll bring it back to the 30-yard line here. And short field now for the Knights, down 3.
Yeah, great job there. Usually, St. Thomas More had the block on, and that means that he's got no blockers helping him. They were trying to block that punt, and number 80 does a really nice job of, picking up the ball and gaining some positive yards on a situation like that. Great play by number 80. Plus 30, great field position for the Knights right now.
They got to make the most of this opportunity right now if you're STM. You got a 30-yard field. You're down 3, fourth quarter, trying to knock off the defending Coastal champs here. This is your opportunity. Shaw goes nowhere. 75 in on the play.
Surprise.
Sarcasm from Jay Prepchuk.
Let's see if St. Thomas More's got any trickery. Let's see if they've got maybe they have a toss pass here. Maybe they have a hook and ladder. Let's see if they've got something to try to keep this balance.
I think that's what it's going to take to beat this defense here tonight. You're going to have to pull something out of the razzle-dazzle bag to make it happen because
it's so solid.
Again, they have not got into the end zone offensively here tonight. And this is an STM team that can put up some points as well. Here's the pass. Sidhu overshot his man, and that one nowhere near a productive play. And it'll bring up third down as STM 185 points to the good, just allowed 43, but plus 142. You look on the other side of things, 273 points scored for the Grizzlies. They allowed just 70, Jay. Good enough for a plus 203. That's what you're looking for as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Parks, I've known Coach Parks for a long time. He does such a fantastic job with these boys. Again, he's coached these boys for a lot of years, and they know him, they know his system, and they do a good job of executing.
Defense, the chant from the Grizzlies fans here on a 3rd and 11. And whistles go before the snap, and I think this is going against the Knights for a false start.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see Braunauer trying to draw those guys offside, and that's exactly what happened.
He's letting them hear about it too, Jay. He's talking. Are you afraid of me? Is that why you're flinching? Are you scared of me? And you can almost read his lips from up here. That's exactly what he's saying. I scare you. I'm coming. Get ready.
And he'll be coming on 3rd and long here, that's for sure. Tough situation again for the Knights to be put in this, third. And here's another 3rd and long situation. Every drive that they have had in the second half, they've had a 3rd and long situation.
Remember, they started on the 30. They've gone backwards to the 36 now. Right. It's 3rd and 16. And here come the Grizzlies up the gut. Pass from Sidhu. High, a one-handed catch. Spectacular one at that, but well short of the first down as it'll be a gain of 6 on the catch from Glavis. That was of highlight reel material.
Oh, there you go.
Well, Odell right there. I mean,
absolutely.
You don't think these guys are watching the pros in the NFL do these one-handed catches? Jefferson and Odell and all the rest of it. That was beautiful there from Glavis.
Oh, look at this.
Climbing the ladder.
Wow, 46-yard field goal attempt.
Here we go.
Wow.
We're talking about the big leg here. Chance to tie from 45. Oh. Low kick and short. Underneath the crossbar. Couldn't get it high enough. It was on line. But not enough distance there from Piccolo. And it remains 13-10 as they went for the long field goal there, Jay. And I just don't think he got a good strike on the football.
No, he
frankly.
didn't. No, I think he kind of, pushed that a little bit and tried, instead of just a nice smooth stroke through there, that was just, but 46 yards for a high school field goal kicker. I would like to know what actually, I remember coaching way back Sean Fleming when I was at Vancouver College. We kicked a 49-yard field goal for Vancouver College against Westside up in Kamloops years and years ago, and boy, that was Sean Fleming, who of course went on to play play professional football, right?
There's Faber with a cut and a slide wisely there for the GW court. The fact that you can remember a 49-yard field goal from a game that was probably, 35 years ago, something like
1986.
Okay.
I believe that. Were you born then even? I don't even know if you were.
Trust me. That was well established by then, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh, boy, I tell you, I can remember that kick. And again, Sean went on to have a great career with the Edmonton Eskimos.
Sure did. One of the best. Here's Faber on the handoff. It's Cole Joe who finds a seam, and he's got a first down here for the Grizzlies. And a drive and a score here, especially a major, Jay, I think puts this one to bed here on STM. Still a lot of time, 9 minutes to go. But the way they've been going here in the second half, if they can string a nice long drive together, mix in the run, the pass, and march it down to the end zone, I think they could turn the lights out here on STM. When it looked like STM really was the better team in the first half, I want to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're just going to, right now, their O-line is talking. Guys, this is exactly what we want. This is a situation that we dream about. Relying on us, just relying on our offensive line to just make plays and get us down the field.
Ball in the 37. It's Cole Joe on the handoff again as he plows it up in there to the 40, gain of 3. Clock continues to move, 8:25 to play. 35-second play clock here. Down to 30 now as they'll spot it down on the 40, right in between the hash marks as the Grizzlies will huddle up.
Yeah, and you know that.
And this is a helpless feeling as a defense, is it not?
Absolutely.
They know what's coming, and it's up to them to try and stop it. Clap the hands. Hand it off. Coljo following blockers. Evades one. Lowers the pads. Across the 50 for another first down for GW. And he gets up with some confidence now as Coljo didn't get a lot started in that opening half, Jay, but I think this is one of those situations where you just stick with it and you keep going and you wear that defense down, keep running the rock.
Exactly, and especially against a very physical defense from St. Thomas More, a team that, blitzes so much. If they can just continue to, maintain their blocks, down, they're running the right plays, the counter plays, blocking down, kicking out with the guard, lead up the field with a tackle, and again, such an outstanding offensive line.
They spell Coljo and put Conte in the backfield. He'll protect the pigskin here as he'll chug ahead, picks up 5, and then gang tackled there and brought down right in front of the Grizzlies bench to a round of applause. It's exactly what they were looking for out of Conte as they bring Coljo out of the game to get him a breath. And a nice little mix bringing in Conte, who picks up 5.
Have that depth. That's so important. And boy, those big boys up front, it's always nice to mention. Number 50, Evan Butler. Number 60, Jack Bowman. Number 63, All-Star, Tyler Bergen. Of course, Brody Monroe, big tackle. And Deuce Downey, your favorite name. 5 offensive linemen doing a great job opening holes.
Got to recognize the Hogs. Says here's the snap. Little handoff to the veteran as he'll string it outside, looking for the sticks, trying to stay in bounds, and hit hard there in front of the STM bench. But he does pick it up. Braden McDonald with another first down for GW.
Picks it up and stays in bounds.
And you could see he was cognizant of that as well, Jay, right here at the end of this play. Had an opportunity to go out of bounds, but said, no, I want to stay in. And keeps the clock moving. That's ticking down to 6 minutes now as Fever gets the play from the sideline. Lots of time on the play clock here, 15 as he gets back to the huddle. Pops in the mouth guard. Big drive in the works here for GW, trying to punch their ticket to the finals next weekend. Conte, good cut. Flag down, foot race to the end zone, but I think this one's coming back.
Yeah.
Flag is back down at the 48-yard line, and hold the celebrations here.
Yeah, legal motion.
Legal motion against the Grizzlies. Tough one.
Boy, those are
beautiful cut from Conte though,
yeah.
On the run.
Yeah, and just that explosiveness coming up the field in the fourth quarter like that to show that strength. Let's see the replay here. Looks like an illegal shift.
No nonsense from the official there. The third.
Yeah, coach.
Third. Last game, 50 years, Jay.
Wow.
Officiating.
Yeah.
Incredible.
One of my favorite guys, one of my favorite officials. He does a great job.
So, after the penalty, 3rd and 5 from the 46. And hard count from Fever got him to jump, and what a play there from the quarterback of the Grizzlies.
Yeah, there's your veteran. He knows the situation. He knows.
And as a former player, how much do you love that right there, Jay? The hard count.
Love that. Love the fact that Lucas probably does that on his own, but Luke Atchison, the head coach, has talked to him many times about that, and just to have that experience as a quarterback, to know to run exactly that particular cadence at that time.
Right? It's all timing, and it's not quite enough for a first down. 3rd and short here. And it's Conte, and bounces off a tackle. Now he's going to get it on a second effort, and how big is that? Oh, he got popped backwards about 4 yards and stayed on his feet and picks up 1 for the first down.
Wow, and we saw that earlier in the ball game, of course, with Beauregard with his second effort, and just to grind and just to know to keep pounding and keep going, and that's exactly what he does on that play. And boy, that's a big first down for the Grizzlies.
Second effort from Conte. Approaching 5 to go here in the fourth quarter. 13-10 Grizzlies.
Yeah, they're widening out their receivers, just trying to widen out those backers here.
They'll hand it off as Coljo back in the game. He's got room up the middle. Close to another first down here for the Grizzlies. A gain of 9.
Yeah, boy, you can tell St. Thomas More is just getting a little dejected right now.
They're worn out.
They're a little bit worn out, but that big offensive lineman, again, Butler, Bowman, Bergen, Monroe, and Downey. Wow, opening big holes.
You can see both teams here, Jay. Hands on hips, bent over, and this is just a slugfest right now. The old slobber knocker on the line of scrimmage. Who is going to impose their will against the other team? Motion. Hand it off. Little sidestep, and there's the first down once again, and this is absolute textbook football here from GW. Remember where this drive started, way back in their own zone with about 8.5 minutes to go in the game, and they've just methodically worked their way into STM territory, and now just 4 minutes to play. They have the 3-point lead. They're approaching field goal territory, but they want the major on this drive right now.
Absolutely. 57 yards so far in this drive here, Jake.
Fever has a look to his left. He's got Coljo in the backfield. Here's Beauregard across the formation. He'll take the handoff. Looking for a block. Still Beauregard. He'll go down at the 25-yard line. A gain of a couple. But most importantly, the clock keeps moving.
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing that the...
Oh, now it'll stop here, Jay, as
injury.
Beauregard getting flexed out here in a cramp at the 25-yard line, and that'll be costly. Stopping the clock for a Grizzlies injury here to their star receiver.
Yeah, again, these guys, you know what, they're tense, it's tough to get cramp. It's so easy to cramp up in such a big game. And
now he's got to come out of the game as well, right?
Come out of the game, exactly. So Coach Atchison is talking to Lucas right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see Lucas on a little play action here, not necessarily to throw the ball, but a little fake and have Lucas run the football, the same play that they ran to start this drive, just to kind of get that aggressiveness.
Stretching out the hamstrings here. And
not
dare I say, Jay, the best uniforms in high school football warming up down in the East End right now with the undefeated Vancouver College Fighting Irish. I'm a Coquitlam guy, Adnac purple and gold. I'm a little biased to those colors. I just think they look so sharp. And they'll wear their purples here tonight for semifinals Saturday, taking on Carson Graham next here from BC Place at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, that's going to be a good matchup. And lace up your shoes and lace up your voice, because we know that Carson Graham's going to be on the ball. Yeah. They're not huddling. Coach Brady's going for it with his air raid.
Here we go. 2nd down and 7. As it's Coljo again picking up a few as we go under 3 minutes to play, as STM need a stop, and they need it now.
You know, the thing about this game right now, Jake, with just under 3 minutes left in the game, is St. Thomas More is one play away from still being in this game.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
they are not out of this football game, even though they've been outplayed in many regards.
So there's the 3-minute warning.
Yeah.
Actually, timeout, STM.
Could just be, one fumble, one
Pick six.
Loose ball, one snap over the quarterback's head kind of thing.
Wow.
And they're still in this ball game, right?
Again, I'm going to ask you here. Ball is on the 25-yard line. You got to get down to the 17, 18 here for a first down. You're leading by 3. Under 3 minutes to go here. What do you do if you don't pick up the first down on third down right now?
I'm going. I'm going for it. I'm not going to kick. I'm going.
Because the worst thing that happens, you turn the ball over on downs, and they have a long field to go.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe try to draw them offside.
A field goal puts you up 6. They can still beat you with a touchdown.
Exactly.
Huge play coming here in this football game right now. A 3rd and 7 as they come to line from the left hash. Cole Joe in the backfield. Beauregard across the formation. Fake it. It's Cole Joe. He's not going to get it as he gets back to the line. Maybe picked up 1, and now decision time for the Grizzlies.
Timeout, STM. Timeout. Use another timeout here.
Well, that's the other
Smart
thing.
call,
You force him to use another timeout, right? So
she has.
If they do get stopped on 4th down, the clock stops on a change of possession.
Right. Until the snap the ball.
But now, if they do get the possession back, I think they're out of timeouts. That was their 3rd timeout, if I'm not mistaken, right? So they're out of timeouts. 2:49 to go, and we'll be looking at least 75 yards to go. But they only need 3 to tie.
No, I think they're managing the game properly right now by calling the timeouts. And, sure, they put themselves in a situation where they don't have any timeouts left once they get the ball back. But you know what? That's a 40-second runoff under 2 minutes. You know what? It's smart play by the coaching staff to call those timeouts for St. Thomas More.
What do you dial up here if you're Coach Atchison on a 4th down and 7, Jay Prepchuk? Got to get off the field here.
A little fake and get the ball to Lucas's hands. Get the ball into Lucas's hands
He
off the fake.
stands in the shotgun. Trip receivers high. He'll shift Cole Joe to his left. Takes the snap. Time in the pocket. Loads it up. Goes for the end zone. Got him in. Touchdown.
Why not? Why not? Braden McDonald, what a play. Just go for it. Good call. What a gutsy call.
What a call from Coach Atchison as he dials up the home run hitter. And Fever put it on him. McDonald brings it in the end zone. And that should just about do it here for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that's his favorite play. There he is. Boom. Just fake the little hitch screen, which they've been running all day. Little bite on that from the St. Thomas More defensive backs, who actually were in not bad position. And Lucas put the ball exactly where he had to put it.
Oh, McDonald with the concentration, watching that ball into his hands the entire way. The throw, the catch, the play call, all of it, Prepchuk. Wow.
Love it. Love it. 4th down and throwing a deep pass like that. Gosh, if they didn't make that, that clock would have stopped. It would have been 2 minutes left, and St. Thomas More would have had a chance to drive down the field and kick that tying field goal or even get the winning touchdown.
Like they've done it 1,000 times before in practice. Little pump fake from Fever, and then just delivered a strike.
Oh, nice job. There you go.
Yeah, he wasn't dropping that one, Jay.
Yeah, exactly. And, you talk about the different receivers that you have to come up big for yourself. Everybody's thinking, who's going to get the ball? They're going to get the ball to the tailback, or Lucas is going to run the ball, or Beauregard's going to get the ball. But no, he goes to Braden McDonald, good, steady receiver that runs an outstanding pattern, goes up and gets that football and, makes a big, big play here for the Grizz.
How about this program out of the Valley, Jay? To the Coastal Championship last year, a big win over a powerhouse in Terry Fox. And now, just 242 away from a date with either Carson Graham or Vancouver College. And no excuses now next year. What a football game here between STM and GW Graham tonight. Just outstanding. High, short kick. Brought in at the 11. Reverse on again, fake it this time, and the Grizzlies were onto it as they drop him at the 10. Down 10, 2:35 to go, and you can't waste any time now. No timeouts for the Knights either.
Hey, great hustle by Lucas Pollard to get down the field and make that tackle. He was not fooled by that reverse that St. Thomas More had run earlier. So nice to see, some of the second team guys getting down the field on special teams, making big plays just like Pollard did in that position, in that particular play there. Great job.
Well, 90 yards to go just to give yourself a chance. And now a flag comes in for a late substitution, and they're going to back him up even further. I think they had 12 in the huddle.
Yeah.
Is that the call?
Very observant, exactly.
Oh.
You can't have 12 men in the huddle and run a guy off as you break the huddle. You got to have 11 men in the huddle for an offensive formation or offensive huddle.
50 years officiate. Yeah. He's not missing a thing down there tonight.
Exactly.
Right on it. All right. Back to the 5, the football will go. And here come the Grizzlies crowding the line of scrimmage. Sadhu stepping up in the pocket. He's going to scramble. He's going to pick up close to 5, maybe 6. Grizzlies will be happy with that as the clock continues to move.
Yeah, get on the ball. Get your play called. Try to get something out of this for St. Thomas More.
Tick, tick, tick. Clock down to 2:14. Sadhu takes the snap. Pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Third down is upon us. Clock stopped at 2:09 after the incomplete pass.
Another third and long situation here, Jake, for the Knights.
Here's Sadhu. Deep ball over the middle into traffic, picked off. Beauregard will seal it for the Grizzlies. He wants the ring. He wants it from Baron Rings, Jay Prepchuk.
That's right, he does. Look at him. They can feel it. They can feel it. They want that. They want that ring to say 2-time, right? They want that defending champions. Let's see if that can happen. They want it to say BC champions, not coastal champions. Exactly.
He's got one for coastal, and now he wants the full province hardware.
Yeah.
As the Irish continue to stretch it out, and here come the Eagles out of the tunnel, Jake.
Yeah, exactly. We got a good one coming up here. Boy, all the coaches mentioned, especially the Vancouver College coaches, said, hey, we beat them 44-8 early in the season, but we know this is going to be a much different ball game coming up tonight.
Like I said, what you see at the beginning of a season is completely different than what you see here in a semifinal game. The evolution, the progression, the maturity, it all changes over the course of a 3-month season. And for Vancouver College, they've been rolling since the onset. I think they got 4 or 5 shutouts in their 10 wins over the course of the year. Carson, a bit of a different story, right? There's been a slow build. They've been kind of up and down a little bit. But here they are, led by one of the best coaches in high school football, going up against one of the best teams that high school football has seen. And I think they're ready for the challenge. We'll see. But we know this. The Grizzlies are going back to the dance here as they're $1.20 away. A great season for STM, no question about it. But they're going to come up short here in the semifinal. But they just ran into a team that, again, has been through it, right? Last year, they got the good taste. They knew what it's going to take, and they came here and they performed, played one of their best football games of the year, I would say, at the most important time.
Absolutely, and they were, like we said, they were in this football game all the way to the 3-minute mark before the long pass from Fever to McDonald was completed. I mean, they were right in this ball game. They were one play away from tying this football game.
Probably not the offensive performance they were looking for, no question about it, but you got to give this GW Grizzly defense all sorts of credit, led by the big fella and Braunauer. But it was a real collective effort from the line to the backers to the secondary. They just snuffed it out here on the Knights tonight. and really didn't give him a whole lot of opportunity to get downfield. Now, what do we got here, Jay?
Well, we got a little discussion here with Mr. Westman and the head coach, Coach Atchison here.
I mean, it's still a little giddy up in that step after 50 years as well, Jay.
He looks good.
Huh?
He
I
stays in
hope
shape.
I'm moving like that after 50 years of doing this.
He stays in shape.
So just a minute and 19 to go here for the Grizzlies as they try and steer this one home. And that'll keep the clock moving on the handoff here.
Hey, folks, remember, if you happen to be coming to this next football game, it's cold in here. It is always cold in
you
BC
got
Place.
like a heated blanket you're sitting on. You got your shoes off because you got them right up against the heater, the turtleneck, the toque, the mitts. You got it all going here tonight.
Hey, I was cold enough last weekend at the Grey Cup in Regina, so I was used to being
There's
in,
cold, and then there's
cold.
Regina cold. Yeah.
Exactly. It actually wasn't too bad at kickoff.
Oh, it was only -4 or something.
-4. It was actually
baby.
great field position. Great field conditions in Mosaic Stadium. It was just couldn't ask for a better football game. And boy, I tell
Great
you,
game,
Grey
too.
Cup.
Does it ever disappoint, the Grey Cup? I honestly, it's always a fantastic game, whether it's high scoring, low scoring, but the drama it never disappoints the Grey Cup.
Yeah, and how exciting for BC to get the Grey Cup back in a couple of years. I think next year's in Hamilton.
Yeah.
And then we're going to host again here. I remember that.
I'll be here for sure. Maybe not here. I mean, Moj might be here somewhere in here, but I'll be inside BC Place somewhere. You can bet on that.
Absolutely.
Couple more plays to go. Give it to McDonald one more time. Why not? Yep. Well, he's going to keep going. McDonald wants more. Touchdown!
Wow.
Feed the big man.
35, 36. There's two touchdowns in a row.
Oh, he's some kind of fired up after that run. I don't think STM was expecting that. And McDonald said, "You're not going to bring me down. I'm going to take it to the house."
2 touchdowns for the big man.
Look at this. Just get off me here. You're not bringing me down, and neither are you. I'm going to stiff arm you, and I'm going to run it to the end zone. Feed me. Well, you know, Carson Graham watching that. Right from the end zone is up and through. Extra point is good, and down the tunnel it goes. And this scoreline is going to look a little askew. It's not going to look as close as this football game actually was, Jay, but hey, the game was 48 minutes, and you better play them all if you're STM. And in this last 3-4 minutes of this football game, the Grizzlies have just opened up a huge gash here on the STM Knights.
Yeah, and you know what, again, St. Thomas More, they kind of dug themselves in. They weren't really successful on first down, and with their type of offense that they have to run, they just have to get something on first down, and they just put themselves in, any football team to be in third and long situations so many times. Their third down conversion rate is, not great.
Well, we're just across 6 o'clock Pacific time here. Both teams warming up. I think we're way ahead of schedule. I don't know if they're going to take the full hour to warm up here or not for a 7 o'clock kickoff, or maybe we go a little early here from BC Place. So stay tuned to BC School Sports and the YouTube channel, because we might have a bit of an early kickoff here on a Saturday night from BC Place, which is not really the norm. Usually we're running like an hour behind schedule at this point of the day, and it's a little nice that we're on time and even ahead of schedule here tonight.
Pretty smooth sailing so far today, and let's hope that it's the same next week. It's going to be busy around here next week. I think the Canucks have a game here next Saturday, so it's going to be
That's right.
busy for folks, but we've got
my
lots
Vancouver Warriors are going to be in Toronto kicking off the NLL season as well.
That's the opener that next week for.
It is.
Nice. How are they looking?
Face-off weekend. You know what? It's been interesting because Vancouver has been a team that has not played any exhibition games. I think they're the only team in the whole league that has not. They've kind of kept a closed-up bunker all through 5 weeks of training camp. Not a lot of access to it. I've been in there, Jay, but no video on the Warriors for the rest of the league this year. And it'll be interesting as they head to Toronto for their opening game of the season.
Is that a smart move for them to
It's a different strategy. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. I'll say that. We'll see how it plays out. Because other teams, you can get video on them because they're playing around the country in North America, what have you. There's actually a game going on right now. But what it is, though, Jay, is that the Toronto Rock have called it guaranteed win night there in Toronto as they play out of Hamilton, actually. But if Vancouver beats them, it's free tickets for everybody for any other game there back in Toronto. So Vancouver looking to play spoiler to kick off the season.
When's that game?
Next Saturday night, 4 o'clock. TSN.
There you go.
Cedillo on the deep ball. And that one's going to end up in the Grizzlies bench.
Big games next week, though, that's for
Yeah,
sure. We've
you
got
betcha.
our
Bateman,
Vancouver College.
Barsby, AA final.
Junior or JVs, Vancouver College JVs against New West Hayaks. Yeah, the Hayaks have punched their ticket. They had a great game against Carson Graham the other night. I went out to that game, and New West looked very, very impressive. Vernon beat Bateman, and Windsor beat Barsby. So that's going to be the Junior AA final. The Windsor Dukes back to the Dome for the Dukes. Malcolm Allen, good job with
you
his
like
Dukes.
That?
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Like that,
and
don't
the
you?
Dukes and Vernon going to battle it out in the AA championship next week. And again, Bateman versus Bateman, #1 ranked. Boy, that's going to be a tough battle.
Barsby look good.
Barsby, that's right.
They look good.
Tough.
Good running football team, and false start here. Might get a clock run off on the. No, they won't. Let's back them up 5 yards on the dead ball. 27-10 Grizzlies. It was 10-3 at halftime for STM. And look at it now. Right? That's a shutout second half here for GW. Defense was exceptional. The lone touchdown for STM coming on a pick six. So essentially they hold the offense to just 3 points, 0 in the second half. Mind you, still a little time to go. That might be a flag, and it is.
And good for Lucas Fever to come back after throwing a couple of
bounce
interceptions.
back for him.
Right? We knew he was going to bounce back, and he certainly did, and threw an outstanding, that long pass to really solidify the victory for them on fourth down, putting the ball out there to McDonald. And, on fourth down, kind of gutsy call by Atchison, but he's got confidence in his guys, got confidence in his offensive line, giving Lucas Fever time to throw the ball, and Lucas delivered.
Beauregard with a big game here for the Grizzlies. Yeah. Brunauer did his thing defensively. Even chipped in offensively, opening up holes for the run game. As it was a slow burn for Colgy, but really improved as the game went along and got stronger in that run game. A little hurdle there from Lee Daniel. Step out of bounds with about 24 seconds to go in this game. As STM not going away quietly here, we do have a flag back at the 41-yard line, and this might come back on a holding call.
Yeah, congratulations, St. Thomas More. Coach Power, you guys did a
nothing
great
to
job.
be ashamed of. Fantastic year. Went on a nice little 8-game win streak after an exhibition loss. And just ran into a real good football team out of the Valley here in GW, the defending Coastal champs, looking to go back to the dance, and they're going to do it.
Yeah, they had a tough.
I don't see a weakness on this team, Jay. I really don't. Offense, defense, special teams all came to play here today.
Great athletes, good special teams.
Sadu. Here's the rocket downfield, and it's caught inside the 20. But will they have enough time here with the clock? Well, they'll spot it down with a first down as the clock will stop. But another flag lays down at the 39-yard line. And everybody jogging downfield might have to jog all the way back on the laundry at the 39-yard line.
What now? Legal man downfield.
Yeah. He's getting all the calls in here at this last call. Illegal shifts, too many men in the huddle, illegal man downfield.
Bench warning.
Yeah, getting some kind of rare calls here in this semifinal Saturday game. But congratulations on an outstanding 50-year officiating career for him in his final game. And it'll be the final game for some of these grade 12s that will graduate from STM, which is always a tough thing for the guys, knowing you quite potentially have played your last game of competitive football.
Exactly, and they're going to get a chance to play next week. A lot of these boys in the All-Star game.
Right.
A great.
Are you coaching that thing again?
No, not. Nope.
Okay.
Decided to. I was asked to coach, but decided to take my coaching off for that, and we're going to see that All-Star game next week, kind of squeezed in between those championship games, and lots of universities are going to be out here coaching the kids and recruiting heavily our BC kids. So that's going to be exciting to see that All-Star game.
Don't forget to bring me a Jay Prepchuk quarterback hat. I'm still waiting 5 years for one of those things, by the way. All right. This one is in the books. Congratulations to the GW Graham Grizzlies, who are going back to the final with a convincing 27-10 victory over the St. Thomas More Knights here at BC Place. Semifinal 1 is done. Semifinal 2 is just around the corner. Stick with us here on BC School Sports YouTube channel as the Carson Graham Eagles will take on the Vancouver College Fighting Irish, coming up at 7 o'clock Pacific time here from BC Place. We'll wrap this one up for our camera crew, our production crew, and Jay Prepchuk. I've been Jake Elliott. And for the Gridiron and Pigskin, we'll talk to you in about 50 minutes from now.
Girl, she got married to a boy like you. She'd kick you out if she ever knew about all the you tell me that you do. Dirty, dirty boy. You know everyone is talking on the scene. I hear them whispering about the places that you've been and how you don't know how to keep your business clean. Mommy, don't know that he's getting hot at the body shop, doing something unholy. He's sat back while she's dropping it. She be popping it, yeah, she put it down slowly. Oh, we go. He left his kids at home. We go, so he can get that. Mommy, don't know that he's getting hot at the body shop, doing something unholy.
Daddy, if you wanna drop the attic, give me love, give me Fendi, my Balenciaga, daddy. You gon' need to bag it up, 'cause I'm spending on Rodeo. You can wish me back it up, I'll be gone in the AM. And he got me Prada, got me Miu Miu like Rihanna. He always call me 'cause I never cause no drama. And when you want it, baby, I know I got you covered. And when you need it, baby, just jump under the covers.
Mommy, don't know that he's getting hot at the body
you blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, that's my ass